Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. Listen, this is Black Music Month. This is also the month of Father's Day. Father's Day is actually on the 19th, which is also Juneteenth. There is so much going on this month. So much going on. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I want to feature some Black music artists that I really love, and I really couldn't figure out how to do it because, the copyright thing when it comes to the music. I may have to try to figure that out and see if there's a way that I can include some songs and things like that on here. But one thing that I wanted to talk about is leveling up in your business and knowing when to expand, right? I often have clients that even if for whatever reason they have to leave as a client, and not on bad terms, because I've never had bad terms with any client at all. But what sometimes happens is that because I work a lot with small business owners, sometimes they are not prepared for expanding their business. They're not prepared to, to invest in their business. So they're not prepared to spend money to make money. And they often get caught off guard at how much it really costs for them to do that. And it's nothing simple. I tell folks all the time, if you're going to start a business, prepare to make $0 in your first year. If you made no money for your business in the first full year, would you be able to sustain your lifestyle, right? Now, some people will downgrade. Some people move back in with their parents in the basement or whatever. You can do all of those things, whatever is going to work the best for you. But there are folks who want to live at the same level, but they don't realize you got money going out of the bank, but nothing coming in. So you have to create opportunities. And creating opportunities, a lot of that means staying consistent, right? And staying consistent means you got to work. You have to put in that work. But one of the things that you got to do is when you're not good at something, outsource it. Because the amount of money that you think you're saving by doing it yourself, only to have to turn around and have somebody else do it anyway because you couldn't do it the way that it needed to be done. And people are like, well, I didn't spend money when I did it myself. No, you didn't spend money when you did it yourself, but you wasted time, and time is money. That time that you wasted doing that thing that you should have outsourced just wasted a whole lot of your time that you could have been spending creating something else to bring in income. Was that hard? Like, does that make sense? I want to make sure, because I feel like that was kind of hard to explain. But if you're wasting time working on something that's only going to be at 20%, that time could be used better. Put that time towards something that you actually know you can accomplish and that you can, finish. So I was prompted to do this episode because I've had clients that have left and then come full circle and come back around because they realized it's time for them to expand. So they're like, Renee, I need you. I need you to just come in and just take over my social media, take over my branding, take over my PR, take over doing my website, whatever the thing is that they have me on deck to do. I'm there. I'm there. But I also said to myself as a business, Onyx Queen Media business, that I was only going to take on projects that are going to flourish. Meaning if you're not in a space yet to really get your business pushing forward, I can only take but so many of the startup businesses that have nothing yet. I used to take on every single project, every single person that was just starting out. They didn't even have an LLC yet. They didn't even know what an EIN number, like nothing. And yes, I will still work with the people who are starting from the very bottom, but I can't do that on a larger scale like I used to, and that's because my business is expanding, right? So it's not that I'll never work with people who are starting from the very bottom, but the majority of my clients have a little bit of an engine already going, and then I come in to say, okay, now that the engine is running, let me come in and tell you how to best maximize that engine that is already in place, right? Because people are like, okay, I got the engine, I'm in place, but then they don't know where to go after that. And that represents most of the clientele that I have right now. So I understand what it means to expand. I had to expand too. I had to expand as well. And that was part of the expansion, was to change the percentage of starting from the bottom clients to mid-level clients to expert clients. And then I have clients that have been running their businesses expertly, and it's just amazing at everything they do, but they just need the extra arms and legs to get stuff done in the background. I need to handle their books. I need to make sure that, they're at the speaking engagement that they need to get to. I need to look at their contracts, make sure they're getting paid fairly for what it is that, that they're doing, whether it's a speaking engagement, some sort of appearance, whatever the case may be. If there's a contract there, I'm going to negotiate that contract. There are brands that have reached out to them, that want to work with them. Well, I need to see that contract to make sure it's all good, and I will tell you this, 9 times out of 10, when my client gets a contract for something, if they've been approached or, whatever the case may be, and they've sent it to me, they're like, hey, what do you think about this? 9 times out of 10, I will go back to the brand and I will renegotiate something in that contract. Almost every single time. And you know what? 95% of the time, the brand goes along with the renegotiation, which actually works in my client's favor. Because when you know your stuff, you know your stuff. And I'm always happy when clients say, you know what? I need another pair of eyes on this. Can you check this out for me or whatever? I'm happy to do it, right? So know when you are not good at something, and not even so much not good at something, that you're not 100% at something. Send that out to another entity to take care of, because I promise you it's going to save you money in the long run, and it'll save you time. Again, people think, well, I tried to do it myself and it didn't work or whatever, but at least it didn't cost me anything. But it did. It costed you your time, and time is money. You could have spent that time doing something that you can perfect, rather than something that you would get like 40%, at, because you just may not be good at it. And it's okay not to be good at things, but know what you're good at and work towards that 150%. And the things that you're not so good at, outsource it. Put a little money away for the accountant. Put a little money away for the lawyer. Put a little, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a full-time lawyer on staff. You don't have to have a full-time accountant on staff. You know what I'm saying? But when you need to get certain things done, especially if you have employees and you need accounting done, when it comes to payroll and stuff like that, hire them for a few hours. You can get payroll folks. Go on LinkedIn and look for these people. You can get a virtual payroll person for a couple of hours a week, or maybe even monthly. However you choose to do it, but you can hire people for just a few hours. Now, again, it's probably going to cost you more to hire them just for a few hours. So what you really want to do is have them on a full-time basis. And I don't mean full-time hours, but have them at your disposal. That means that you have a monthly retainer going with them. So think about all these things before you start that business, right? But once you start the business, also know when it's time to expand. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Just stop it, because what that keeps you in is a perpetual state of in the same place. It keeps you in motion, like in place. It's like running in place. You try to do everything yourself, but then you keep running in place. You try to do everything yourself. You can't look to the left or the right. You're still just in that same spot. But when you let go of the things that you're not so great at, and you outsource them, you start leveling up your business, you start scaling your business, that you don't have to be the only point person. Now you have an assistant 5 hours a week, even if it's an hour a day, just to take those morning phone calls, to take those messages, respond back to emails or whatever. You would be so surprised how much your business will expand from that. Right? So know when to level up your business. Know when you are not the star of every single thing in your business, and outsource. It is the blessed thing you could do for your business. I do it myself. I don't always have the bandwidth to do everything, but I do have graphic people. I have all sorts of folks that I can go to for things. And you pay them a fee and they get it done, right? Because it's what they do every day. Trust me, I used to do everything in my business, everything. But I learned to outsource. I learned to put away, a few morsels here and there so that I can be able to pay for those outsourced duties, resources, or whatever you want to call it, right? So know when it is time to level up your business. Okay, that's my word of the day. All right, you guys, we're keeping this going. It's June. Can you believe it's June? By the end of this month, 6 months will have passed of 2022. Y'all better get on the good foot, because we're just about halfway through the year. It's June, you guys. Let's go. All right. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. Tag me on social media, on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media, and I will thank you by posting you in my stories to let everybody know that you support my podcast. All right, you guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.